Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to round 3 of the Mad Dragon Six Nations. The final game from this weekend. France versus Scotland. Set to be a massive one. It's a bit of a drizzly day here over in France, but both of these teams got a lot to prove in this one. The current standings in the table. France find themselves down in 6th. It really hasn't been their tournament this year, and Scotland in 5th place. Neither team with a win yet. They'll both be wanting to get out of the wooden spoon position this year, but it's been an exciting tournament so far. There's also been 2 games going on this weekend. We won't spoil the results of those, so you can go check them out if you want after this one, as France get the ball kicked off and underway. Scotland recovering well in that kick. It didn't look like it was the best kickoff from France, as we see Gilchrist taking it to the line a little bit. France quickly there. Jalanche runs it up. Thibaut Flamand taking it to the line incredibly hard. Dupont gets it off to Entomac, but a huge tackle by the Scottish prop there, getting over to make an enormous tackle, and they recover the ball. Thomas Ramos thinks he sees a bit of room in that backfield. A nice kicking option from him. So many fullbacks that could take that position in this French team, but Ramos is still the number 1 pick for them at the minute. It's a nice kick from them into some open space. He's talking about how well Ramos has been doing, as there's so much open room with the fullback completely out of position. LaBelle tries to run it back up the field, manages to get a good decent amount of meters, but it's a good chase tackle by Stuart Hogg. Valemsa gets it out. Gaël Ficou's moved out onto the wing from his centre position here in order to try and make some extra meters. Marchand fills in that scrum half department. Entomac with another crunching tackle. There's 2 big tackles gone on him, and we're only 10 minutes into the game. Cyril Bay pops off a little bit of a loose pass, but Dupont manages to get back to recover, and Xander Fagerson giving away a penalty for hands in the ruck. I think France will be happy that penalty's come. It didn't feel like they were making the most meters in that possession there. They'll be happy that penalty came in at just the right time. Entomac will hopefully move them up into the Scottish half. First line out of the game. Let's see how both teams get on. France go for the dummy jumper at the front. Scotland not buying it at all. They'll both go to that back jumper, but it is Aldrit that comes away with it. Entomac, another big tackle against him in that midfield. Flamand with a great pass out to Ficou. He's got LaBelle on the outside of him. It's going to be a big question if Stuart Hogg can get back for this. LaBelle goes in the corner, and it feels like a bit of an easy walkover for France, just straight from the set piece. Such a massive platform for this team to launch from. We know how good France are, but what a fantastic run there by Ficou, managing to straighten up, just taking away the pressure from the other winger on that side. And Stuart Hogg not getting back for that tackle. Pretty poor coverage by the fullback there. He won't be too happy with it. Entomac stepping up for the kicking duties today. Normally Ramos would also be filling in, but Entomac getting his shot on target today. And hey, if you get it through the post like that, you can't really complain too much. It's a nice kick from him. Julans with a little high five there, just to show he's happy with that kick from him. Not a great kickoff from Scotland though. Finn Russell not really got into the game so far. We're 15 minutes in. I don't feel like we've spoken about Finn Russell much. Not the best kickoff from him either. We're hoping to make a bit of an improvement as we go on in this first half. First scrum of the game. Let's see how France get on. They'll go for a big power scrum here, no doubt. They're such a good team in terms of the scrum. Scotland will be hoping to make a big impression too, but the ball recycled very quickly, and Dupont takes it himself. He tries to make a bit of a nuisance of himself. Entomac gets it out to LaBelle, the try scorer. He's already got one, and he's gonna score another one. It's poor defence again by Stuart Hogg in that fullback position, just not getting across for the cover tackle. What a lovely run from Dupont, splitting the defenders, making that extra man. Not a lot that could have been done on that right wing, but Stuart Hogg has to do better. Matthias LaBelle having the game of his life at the minute. 2 tries in 20 minutes. France off to a great start after what has been a pretty poor Six Nations so far for them. Another good kick from Romain Entomac gets that one over. 14-0 in almost as many minutes. Scotland need to make an adjustment at some point. That's a better kickoff from Finn Russell, actually managing to keep this one where he wanted it to be. Let's see how France are going to exit from here. They're slightly too far outside of the 22 to kick it out directly. Damien Penaud wants to run it himself. That's a big call there. Gaël Ficou takes it to the line, but it's a good tackle coming in from Hamish Watson. But Darcy Graham giving away another penalty. Scottish discipline in the defensive not been good so far. 2 penalties in the first 20 minutes just from the breakdown alone. They'll want to make an improvement later on into this game. Coaches will be ripping their hair out for easy exit strategies for France at the minute, not really having to work. We saw how well Scotland were holding up defensively. just not giving away penalties. It's absolutely crucial against a team like France. They'll go for another big setup. This is where they scored their try from earlier in this first half, but Scotland a little bit wiser to this one. Got across to tackle Ficou, and it's a poor pass from Ntamack. We'll see what Chris Harris can do. Doesn't manage to make all the room, but there's definitely room out on the wing for Duhan van der Merwe. Valemsa's having to try and get across. The big man had to run pretty far to get back for that. Managed to shut it down, but it goes to a Scottish line-out. They managed to recover their own line-out as well, working much better for them in that centre-piece as Sam Johnson runs through the middle. Oh, but it's a terrible pass. He did all the hard work and he just couldn't get that offload away. France will hopefully try and recover this. They'll go for the box kick. It's a pretty easy exit out for them. Oh, it looks like it could be a painful bounce. It's well recovered by Hogg. He's got a lot to make up for in this opening half, managing to keep that ball in touch and keep France under pressure. A big hit from Ntamack, giving one back to the Scotland team that have been hitting him hard today, but Charles Olivon runs in, manages to get the interception, and Ntamack now trying to get off his own back, can't do it. Sam Johnson manages to get another poor pass out to Mofana. What an exciting open game of rugby this one's turning out to be. Ntamack gets it out to Antonio. I did think the rain would slow down this game a little bit. Maybe both teams would go through the forwards a bit more. The passing definitely seems to have been affected, but both teams not wanting to go through the forwards at all in this one. It's a big counter ruck for Scotland, and suddenly Duhan van der Merwe is screaming for it out on that wing. No one marking him at all, but Scotland don't notice it, and it is Dupont now who manages to get a bit of a breakaway. Flamand with the lovely hands out to Damien Penaud, kicks it on. Stuart Hoggs desperately trying to get back for this one. A better tackle from him. Third time lucky, manages to get that one in. Let's see what France can do with it from here. Cyril Bay pops it off to Aldrit, but knocks the ball on. The referee actually hasn't given that as an advantage. I feel like he's missed a clear knock on there. Thought the ball must have gone backwards. That is a great clearance kick. Puts Thomas Ramos under massive pressure. He decides to go on the counter run. Thinks he sees room. Cyril Bay takes it up. Gregory Aldrit, he's a big ball carrier. Oh, I felt Mofana was waiting for that one. He had to give the ball out. Dupont gets it out to Gaël Ficou. Not managing to make the ground, but stays in field. Sometimes it's all you need. LaBelle, the two-time try scorer in this one. Can he make it a hat-trick by the end of the game? That's all he'll be wanting from this game. Oh, it's another poor pass from Romain Ntamack, and Marchand manages to collect. Chris Harris looks like he's picked up a bit of an injury, certainly limping on that field. Defensive centre could be looking to come off at half-time if not improved. Another bad pass going out there. Wet weather definitely affecting, but France go in at the half. 14-0. What an exciting first half this one was, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams obviously wanting to try and play open rugby. The wet weather, though, certainly playing a key part in this game. So many passes not going to hand, far more knock-ons, even a couple missed by the referee. But France are the ones that have been making the most of the weather being on their side. Scotland getting a couple penalties in this first half. Both of them at the breakdown, both for hands in the ruck, allowing easy clearances for France. The coaches will be wanting to shut that out in the second half. Both tries of the game. The brace coming in for Matthias LaBelle out on that wing. Two poor cover tackles by Stuart Hogg. Sees him running twice for tries in this game, both of which converted by Romain Ntamack. But something to take away from that first half is just how impressive the French set piece has been. One try coming off the back of a line out, and how dangerous they can be from the back of the scrum when people like Dupont can pick up the ball and run. Scotland got a lot of changes to make in the second half to hopefully improve. Let's get this second half kicked off and underway. Finn Russell then switches up the kick. They've obviously had a talk in that half-time portion to try and switch up this game a little bit. It's a totally different kick from this time. They've gone away from the short and high ball. They've spread it long, try and pin France back in their own half, try and make them play out. I don't think it's a bad move as long as the defensive side is up to it as well, and Scotland get off to a fantastic start. That's exactly what they want. France have to scramble to get back for this one. Oh, Duhan van der Merwe again out on this wing, isolated and alone. The ball's just not getting out to him at speed. We see Sam Johnson carving through the middle. Scotland have got off to the second half exactly how the coaches would want to be seeing it. A huge tackle in the midfield. Not an easy man to stop at full flight. France doing well. A bit of a loose pass though. Ball still wet. The rain is still coming down slightly. Scotland have got a lot to do to get back into this game, but they've started this second half out strong. They pass it off to Grant Gilchrist, another big tackle in that centre. I think Morvaka is doing pretty well. Mofana, sorry, as we see an advantage coming in. I don't know what that was for. I'm going to guess it was offside. Scotland have the advantage to play on. Duhan van der Merwe takes it to the 5-metre line. France scramble back. Can they manage to get the ball back? The referee has stopped playing advantage. Feels incredibly harsh. France have got to do a lot to try and get out of here. Paul Valemsa going to try and get a few extra metres. Doesn't manage it. What can Dupont do from here? He'll try and kick that ball out. Not a great exit. The French coach is going absolutely ballistic in the box. They've made some changes. Matteo Jalibert comes on for Entamac. Mohamed Haas is on in the prop. Makalou is also on, and Francois Cross has also come on for Charles Olivon. France obviously have identified there's an issue, and they're hoping making big changes early into the second half is the way to go, and it seems to have made an improvement straight from the off. LaBelle with the brace already. LaBelle's away again. He's gonna do it for a third time. He's gonna go the length of the field on this one. It's a third try. It's a hat-trick for LaBelle. What an incredible run. Stuart Hogg gets the ball kicked through his legs. He's not had the day he would have wanted today, and Matthias LaBelle will be happy enough to run that one in from 80 metres. Unfortunately, Jamie Ritchie wasn't going to catch him with the speed. Jalibert taking over the kicking duties. Interesting to see, as opposed to Ramos. Also got an incredibly high kicking percentage, but when it's right in front of the posts, no fly half is going to turn down an easy 2 points. France suddenly looking like they could be on for the bonus point try if it can get up that field as fast as possible. Still got 20 minutes, still got a lot of time to be able to make it. We'll see how they get on. Ficou thinks he sees a bit of room for Damien Penaud. It's a good cover tackle though, coming in by Xander Fagerson, not giving them an easy exit. The coaches will be absolutely desperate to not give away those penalties and let France get out of their own half with ease. Francois Cross takes it up, but it's a poor pass. There's going to have to be a big recovery. Does Stuart Hogg manage to get it up? And it's George Turner that goes over this time. What a recovery. They needed it to happen. They couldn't go off in the end of this game on the 0 points. They needed a score. Taufai Fanua took it to the line, got that good pass. Where did the ball go loose? What happened here? It was Francois Cross that took it out. A loose pass, well read, running up the line. The offload to George Turner, and Dupont not managing to get back for that tackle. Scotland getting their own try in this game as well. Can they come back into this one? Finn Russell taking the kick, nice and easy directly in front of the post, will make it 7 points. 21 points to 7. France, though, will of course try and put Scotland back. They know potentially bonus point try on the line. They've kicked it deep and found space. Jamie Ritchie got a lot to do there and gets tackled into touch. France will be exceptionally happy with how that kickoff went for them. Big improvements for them since the last couple of games we've seen from them, especially with that loss versus a fantastic Italy team. Ficou takes it up to Matteo Jalibert, doesn't manage to get the pass away. Dupont thinks he sees space, out to Damien Penaud. Duhan van der Merwe has got so much work to do to get back, but does manage it. Superb cover tackle by the big man, getting across there, not letting Penaud get in for that bonus point try, and Flamand steals it in the air. Dupont decides to take it himself. He decided he could do all the hard work all on his own. Mofana taking it to the line. Francois Cross can't get it out. Oh my goodness. Can you see who's out on this wing completely unmarked? It's LaBelle. He's got another one. He's got 4 tries. I can't believe it. What has happened on this French wing? I can't believe he wasn't in touch. I can't believe the TMOs aren't going to go back and look at this one. We'll see what happened. I have to believe he was immensely close to that line. Ficou given a bit of a rubbish pass. A lot of hard work to do. No, he did get it down without touching the dead ball line. Incredible work from Matthias LaBelle. He'll be so happy with the opportunity in this game, making the most of it. 4 tries for France, 4 tries for him. Superb game, and Jalibert makes it 28 points to 7. This one is turning into an absolute try-fest. It's a good kickoff, though, from Finn Russell. The kickoffs have definitely improved in this second half for Scotland, but unfortunately France have just been the more dominant team today. Jalibert drops back in the pocket just to clear his own lines. That's a good clearance kick. It might have even gone dead. I'm not sure if they put this back into their own 22. I think they did. Suddenly Scotland have the opportunity to maybe get one more. Thibaut Flamand cannot make the interception this time. Scotland go for the big driving maul. The French forwards, though, absolute powerhouses, not letting it shift. The referee calls for him to use it. They pass it backwards. That is an enormous call to have gone down the blind side. I'm not sure whether that was the right move. Somehow he stayed in play. What a fantastic piece of work there on the wing. Let's see what France can do. They've got 2 minutes left. The game is already won. It's just whether... Can they get LaBelle a 5th try? Who knows? That's the most tries anyone's ever scored in the Six Nations. There's a fun fact to look up after this game, because he is having the game of his life at the minute. Dupont to Mofana. Scottish defence holding strong. They do not want that to be the case. They go out wide to Duhan van der Merwe, taking it to the 5-metre line. Man, that guy is so powerful, just breaking through the tackle. Xander Fagerson goes down in that midfield. France won't want to concede, though. Sean Edwards will be going absolutely ballistic, but they decided to play on. They obviously wanted to try and show off for the home fans here. France can't take that one either. They go through the forwards. They're desperately trying to make meters. It looks to have slowed down a little bit. France allowed to reset. Oh, but I don't think that pass was necessary. They did all the hard work. Mac Fagerson manages to clean it up. I think someone was through on that. They could have just run that to the try line. They decided to try a little bit of a set play. I'm not sure whether it was the right move. I don't think Ali Price is going to get through trying to pick up the ball himself. Neither is Matt Fagerson. He's a much larger target to hit compared to Ali Price. I wouldn't have thought he would have a good crack at that one. Finn Russell, though, with the flat ball out to Stuart Hogg. Not been his game today. France are doing well in defence. Scotland still keeping possession of the ball. No mistakes coming in, even with the wet weather, but just falling backwards at the minute. The French defence holding out well, as we see Ali Price try to go himself again. He's tried it all game just to try and sneak through the line. It's just not working, as we see the ball go out wide, though. It's a good run from Stuart Hogg, taking a nice little clean line through there. They'll want to cover Duhan van der Merwe out on this wing. They're playing another cheeky little set play. They're moving up. George Turner, the try scorer for Scotland, tries to take it up. France are not managing to get any sort of turnover play. They're just working on their defence. They are waiting for a mistake to come, and it nearly did. The referee's having a very close look at that. The TMO says the ball went backwards. It could have been a knock-on. The wet weather has been a big impact in this game, but Scotland doing so well to go through so many phases. Can they work it into another try right off the line from Ficou there? Straight up blitz defence. What you need, and it's gone out. Mohamed Houas takes it on. Cyril Bay manages to recover there. I don't think they'll want it to continue, but it's whether they can get this off the park. Jalibert clears the lines, and there it is. 28 points to 7. Numerous phases from Scotland at the end, but just not managing to have the break they wanted to get over for their second try of the game. France will move out of 6th position on the table. Unfortunately, Scotland will fall to 6th after this game. That man there, Stuart Hogg, not having the best game, but LaBelle with 4 tries today. What an incredible performance by him. He'll be incredibly happy, as will France. I hope you've all enjoyed this one today, guys. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.